Welcome, welcome, welcome to the House of Freaks. Prepare to see some people with some very odd physiques. Sit back, my friends, relax, my friends. The show is quite informal. Cause when you see these folks, you will be grateful that you're normal. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the House of Freaks. Let's bring out the strangest folks you've seen in weeks.
Oh, come on, I resent that remark.
I resemble that remark.
Oh, what is up, Robot Wars, BattleBots, and BuggleBots fans alike? Hardcore Kid here with another episode of the Hardcore Podcast. Well, this Friday, it's the debut of the new season of BattleBots.
Woo!
Yay!
And the crowd goes mild.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to it, but before we get to the new BattleBots, we must, of course, finish off Robot Wars Extreme Warrior Season 2, and at long last, we've reached the final episode, the House Robot Rebellion, the big boss battle.
As the saying goes, all good things must come to an end.
That was the end. It was the very last episode filmed on the very last day.
Damn.
Nice. Yeah, but so joining me...
How funny. The last thing filmed for the Robot Wars Classic series was also a House Robot Rebellion.
Yeah.
Well, you pretty much knew your robot was getting trashed if you won, so they had to do it last.
And it makes sense that it be the last episode, aka the big boss battle. It's not like Season 1 of Extreme Warriors, where it's the first episode, and it ends with the house robots getting their asses kicked. What way to go, TNN. But joining me for this occasion, his mastery of the 88 Keys of Ivory is positively intoxicating! It's Otaku Nate.
Well, I can't really say I'm a master of the 88 keys, but I used to own a piano.
Oh, really?
Yeah, was this,
Do you know any songs?
No.
Chopsticks?
I can't even play chopsticks.
I can play the thing from The Entertainer where you just roll your hand over the black keys.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
Can you play the Maple Leaf Rag?
on a record player.
I got a vinyl player. Also joining us, he just made his big return from England, where he competed in BuggleBot Season 2. And since he was in the Crab Robot Rebellion in Season 1 of BuggleBots, it makes sense that we have him here joining us. It's other Nate Franklin.
When BuggleBots!
Yeah, really. So I hear you finally got your robot back from England.
Oh, yeah. American Airlines is honestly like the worst. Like, it screwed over everyone in my family and Tyler and his mom last time they did BuggleBots. So it was about time that I was personally victimized by American Airlines.
Well, next time, go United.
Is United, is that the one where they beat up that guy?
Yes.
No, I thought that was Delta.
That was United. That was United.
Yep.
Oh, well, don't worry, I didn't beat anybody yet.
Buy a private plane. Then you have to worry about it.
Nate, who's our other guest?
Well, we figured that to end Robot Wars Extreme Warriors and to welcome the new season of BattleBots, we of course end with our good old friend and a personal favorite guest of mine, Mr. Blaze Phoenix, or no, Phoenix Blaze. Ugh.
But
Not my fault. There's actually a Mega Man X robot called Blaze Phoenix.
Yep.
But, ladies and gentlemen, our good old friend, Mr. Ed Robinson.
Yar, mateys, thanks for having me back aboard.
Yeah, it's always great having you with us, Ed. The episodes have been hugely entertaining.
It's fun being had by you guys.
Yeah, and it definitely helps to have a lot of entertaining characters. And like this particular episode, from a fighting standpoint, a lot of the matches were kind of meh. But I was still hugely entertained. And Ed I think, definitely helped out.
Well,
like being wacky and crazy and stuff.
Yeah, even though like a lot of the fights were, as they say in England, a bit naff, I was still entertained by this episode. I thought it was a good conclusion to the season.
It was my favorite episode of the whole season.
Yeah.
Really?
Imagine.
Go figure.
Yeah. And it's like this episode, it is the House Robot Rebellion, and it really was like a showcase for the House bots. I mean, you had Kill-A-Lot spinning bots around and hitting other bots, and even at some points attacking his own teammates. You had Shunt axing things, Bash biting off weapons. Matilda finally got to use her new flywheel to wreck shit. It was awesome. It was so much fun watching.
Spectacular, glorious.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
It's like. Go ahead.
Or no, you go ahead, Ed.
I was just saying I had a great time because the shark actually worked a little bit.
Yeah. Now I understand after the tag team episode, Snookums had to go through a bit of a rebuild. And
complete rebuild. His face is all just basically aluminum foil. It's really thin flashing. It's designed to get ripped off and look really gnarly.
It looked a lot stronger than need be.
Yeah, it's not. It's like the thinnest aluminum flashing, worst material you could ever think of. It's like a beer can.
What happened to the original face?
Well, the original face got ripped off in the tag team episode. I kept going up against the Whirly bot. Can't remember his name. The propeller head.
Sir Force-a-Lot.
No, I didn't know propeller head.
Yeah, but it was propeller head in the U.S. Championship. In the tag team, you were against G-Force and Sir Force-a-Lot.
So it might have been Sir Force-a-Lot, yeah.
Yeah.
Whichever one had the spinning propeller. You didn't even see it on the film, but I just kept going after him for the first minute, and he just ate the whole face right off.
Yeah, these episodes have been known for crap editing.
You missed the whole, but so I just rebuilt it with aluminum foil, basically.
And you also have a new nose, a new sword to go with it, I think.
Okay, I'm going to try to keep this brief. We had that new teammate, Kurt, there, who you'll see the guy in the brown T-shirt.
Yep.
He wouldn't wear the pirate costume. That's why he's no longer on the team. He also welded that entire nose assembly, which is why it never worked.
It kind of worked.
It kind of worked, kind of half, whatever, sort of. We weren't happy with it. It never really worked right.
Oh, well, at least you tried, and Snookums finally got some wins in this episode.
Woo! Yay, Snookums!
Yeah. So as far as the rest of the other robots go, most of the other machines we have seen in the U.S. Championship, except one, and that's Ninjutsu.
Ninjutsu. Ninja.
Yeah.
Why wasn't this thing in the main competition?
That was a dependable robot. That kid knew how to drive it too.
Hey, I'd sooner take this thing over Techno Trousers.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Ed, you haven't heard my Techno Trousers rant, have you?
No, I did. Actually, I was pitted right next to Techno Trousers.
Oh my God.
He was my pit neighbor.
I still.
Yeah.
That's the baddest I ever got on this podcast.
Dude, I give him props for thinking outside the box, but you still got to have a box.
Exactly. Exactly.
It has to move forward, backward, left, right, and do damage to the opponent.
And I'm kind of disappointed because Ninjutsu, like the disc, isn't hugely powerful, but it does do damage. I mean, it got some nice hits on Snookums, and it got some nice hits on Phantasm. In the Nickelodeon Championship, which it competed in.
Oh, we'll get to that.
Oh, yeah. It's disappointing, because, any idea why Ninjutsu wasn't in the Extreme Warriors Championship?
I think they got there late. It was one of those things, he was still in school for the first week.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah.
And they got there late, and they were included as a special, hey, we're going to do whatever we can to get you guys in.
That was nice of them.
Yeah,
it was.
Yeah, but at least Evan still got to compete in the Nickelodeon Championship, which he probably could have won if the battery on his receiver didn't unplug itself. And I'm like, the days before Spectrum radios.
Fucking Spectrum.
Always use links, kids.
Yeah. My very
please don't. Did you just say always use links? You're just gonna start like 1,500 arguments in the comment section. My favorite thing about the whole discussion is someone, Jeff Waters made a removable link with a finger text switch in it, and that is the funniest thing ever. It pisses off everyone. I'm so mad that when I went to Bugglebots, I didn't use that as my removable link. That would have just turned the entire thing upside down.
Oh,
Did
man.
you have to use a fuse, Nate?
Yeah, I don't. I think I have it with me. I can obviously and it's like a fuse that's soldered to a connector, so that acts as the removable link.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Bullshit.
I
Sorry.
do not trust those fuses.
I am not putting a fuse in my battle bot. No. I'm not. I'd
No.
rather lose the bot than lose the fight because my fuse blew.
Dean's plugs forever.
I don't know. I've found that I think XT60s feel a bit more snug, but I've yet to have a bot just randomly unplug itself. To my knowledge, I don't know if that's happened or not.
I use removable links, and the door covers it. When you push the door down, it pushes on the wire and has a positive hold down. You can't pull the link out without opening the door. Never had a problem. 18 years, never had a link pop.
Woo! I've always said you should put like duct tape or something around the link so it doesn't pop off.
That's against the rules.
Yeah.
Dang it.
When I was, I don't want to get into too much about Battle Bots because we're obviously talking about Robot Wars, but one of the rules was you're not allowed to. You're just you should be able to have it visible enough that it can be removed, and you can't have tape or anything over it.
Yeah. I've gotten grief about my little door, but hey, you have to turn the screw to turn off the Dean switch.
Yeah. So Ninjutsu, it's a solid bot, I will say. Maybe got a bit lucky to get to the second round. I am disappointed that it didn't compete in the Rebellion at the end. Although I do have to wonder, how well do you think it would have done if it did go up against Dead Metal and Shunt?
Just like the rest of us, it would have died.
Yeah.
Oh.
I can't go up against a robot that's 4 or 5 times your size.
You never know. You could have put some nice slice marks into Shunt's scoop, or maybe taken out a tire.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, you're going to get a piano dropped on you. That's all there is.
Yeah.
Well, that's why it was hanging up there for the entire second half of the season. Yeah, but at least Evan should be happy he was able to bring a bot home in one piece.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah. So good for him. He seemed like he was having a bit of fun here and there, just being able to compete. So.
He was a good sport about everything too. I mean, I never saw anything out of him besides professionalism. It was a nice little bot, nice driver, good team.
Yeah, so I think that covers Ninjutsu, and all the other bots we've covered at some point, so we'll talk about the matches. And Nate, you have said in the past that you enjoy a good shoving match. So what did you think of the cancer known as Snakebite versus Paul Bunyan?
Or dull. Can I just say this? I just want to say this. Something, a little observation I had about Stefan Frank. Do you want to know what he said during the introductions?
What'd he say?
When he was introducing Paul Bunyan, he says, and here's one of my personal favorites, Paul Bunyan. Who has Paul Bunyan as their personal favorite robot?
Stefan Ashton Frank, my friend.
That thing could make a dent in a cardboard box.
And it's like, it even shows that even the team themselves have no faith in that weapon, since they opted to attack with the spike at the back rather than the blade.
Yeah.
It's like the one time they actually were able to use the blade was when they were in Kilolot's corner, and then they tried to, they finally managed to spin up and attack Kilolot's jaw with the blade. Guess what happened? Nothing. And except my phone went off. Hang on a minute. I'm back. I got a message from Private Caller. I think it was the Paul Bunyan team angry at me.
You didn't pay your taxes, and if you don't pay them right now, we're sending a sheriff to your house in 2 hours.
But like Snakebite, I will say this about Snakebite: it's a solid bot.
It's very sturdy.
It's basically what's it called? Viper from Robotica with the two little clampy things. So it's got like not much speed, but it's got a lot of torque.
Yeah.
Did those fangs ever do anything?
No.
They were stuck on to make it look different.
Because with the way it looked like, it looked like they were supposed to be designed to clamp onto the bot. I didn't see them move once this entire
I don't believe
episode.
there was any mechanism. No, we were all in Robotica together, and that's why the shark went from being a hammerhead to a swordfish, just so we'd have a different outline. That was the big thing. They wanted us to have robots with a different outline than they were in Robotica.
Yeah. Well, like I say, it's strong, but it really could be faster. Because when you got like people like to compare it to Storm 2, and I get it because it's a 6-wheel drive wedge bot, but the big difference between Storm 2 and Snakebite is Storm 2 can get up to 25 miles an hour. Snakebite can get up to like 7.
Another
important
decision. Oh, sorry, Nate. One important distinction between Snakebite and Storm 2. Snakebite did not get involved with a judge's decision that people are still angry about.
Really?
I'm angry about the match against Rosie, but that's for different reasons. But I guess like the match was just so boring that
it was a slow shovey match. Yeah.
Yeah. Eventually, Kill-A-Lot and Bash came out, and
that's when things got entertaining.
Like Sir Kill-A-Lot, he's big, he's scary, but he's not the sharpest tool in the shed. So when Bash bites into Paul Bunyan's side, Kill-A-Lot comes in to lift it up. He lifts up Paul Bunyan, but he takes Bash over with him.
Yeah.
Oops. Good job, Kill-A-Lot. And funny enough, that's not the last time that Kill-A-Lot accidentally attacks his own teammate, since he attacked Shunt in the rebellion itself. Like, what's going on with Kill-A-Lot in this episode? Did somebody take his My Little Pony? Did somebody take his derpy toy?
I think somebody forgot to charge his batteries.
No, they were hanging out with us, and we gave them a Snookums sticker, and it said, "Dead men, dead bots tell no tales." We didn't tell them there was acid in the sticker, so when they put it on the robot, Sir Kill-A-Lot was totally tripping the whole last fights.
That explains a lot.
I have a little picture of the sticker on the back of Sir Kill-A-Lot. It's hilarious.
Yeah, I'll be sure to share it. I still have it saved on my page.
Put it on the wiki.
Cool.
Yeah, I'll put it on the wiki.
Dead bots tell no tales. To me, that's always been one of my best honor points. Is a Snookums sticker was on Sir Kill-A-Lot's ass.
Yeah. So eventually, it's just a game of let's pull Paul Bunyan apart, and Bash in this is one of the best Sergeant Bash moments ever, and it's such a shame that not many people know about it, but Kill-A-Lot has Paul Bunyan in his jaws, and then Bash bites into Paul Bunyan's blade and rips it right out.
Yes!
Yeah.
Off comes the pinwheel.
That was something.
Yeah. Exposing the glorious NPC motor that was powering it underneath. Well, NPC motors are good for drive. Weapon motors, no.
Not so much.
And then Kill-A-Lot just picked Paul Bunyan up, even though Paul Bunyan was still moving, and just dropped it out of the arena.
Yeah.
So
it gave us the stock footage of Kill-A-Lot picking a bot up and just dumping it. Because there's in the stock footage of Sir Kill-A-Lot, when they show like his house robot profile, they see him carrying a 4-wheeled robot across the arena. That's Paul Bunyan. That came from this episode.
There's a lot of stock footage from this episode in the DVD. I wonder how many UK guys were watching this DVD and wondering who the hell are half these bots.
There was a period of time before all these fights finally got like uploaded to YouTube. Like I personally thought like, I never saw that fight. We're never gonna see it, but lo and behold, here we are.
And I would like to give a big thank you to Game Kirby on YouTube. He was the one who provided the DVDs that he sent to me, and I uploaded them. So these episodes wouldn't be available if it wasn't for Game Kirby.
Yay.
We'll give him a nice shout out.
Is my clapping coming in the mic?
I can hear you.
Yes, I can hear you.
Nice sound effect. So Snakebite wins via lol. and so we move on to Rosie the Riveter 2 versus Night Stalker.
I love Rosie.
Yes, I do too. Out of all the bots, this is probably one of the best robots I would have loved to go up against.
100% agree.
Because they were in the House Robot Rebellion in the first season, but they weren't working right. And this one, I think, because if Team JuggerBot have, if you've seen the Juggerbots before, they're powerful little wedge machines. But Rosie, I'm sure, would have just run circles around Kill-A-Lot, who's fat, out of shape, slow, some bitch. But this match, if you were to take the U.S. Championship match that they had, took out Basenji and threw Matilda and Shunt in, this was the same damn match as before.
It seems weird that they chose to fight. They chose to have them fight again because, like, I don't know. It just seems weird because I mean, obviously these were the only bots, I guess, at the moment that were available. But they
that's exactly what I was about to say. The producers came around and said, "Who wants to sacrifice to the house bots, and who's still running?"
And Night Stalker apparently, and I'm actually surprised they were able to get this thing back in shape, considering how bent up it was. And then it goes in there and gets completely bent up again.
Turns into a giant pancake, and we see the first use of the drop zone.
Actually, this is the second use of the drop zone, since the first time it was used way back in Heat C. And I don't know what took them so long to finally use it again. Because make it all the way to the last episode, they didn't have any TVs or cookers laying around that they could sacrifice to drop on somebody. They had to use the same washing machine as before.
Every single time I had a fight, they brought in the piano. Every time I had a fight, they brought that piano in just so they could try to catch me with it. And they finally did. So,
yeah, like I will say this: like, some people like the drop zone, some people like it.
I think it's more the spectacle than it actually doing any damage. Because looking at it, the drop zone outside of Robo Chicken didn't do much in terms of damage.
If you've seen the Bell Buoy in Series 7, that thing took out Tomahawk's panel. That thing was a nasty thing to drop off. And however, this will not be the last time we see the drop zone. We eventually do see it later.
Oh, but, we'll get to that moment.
Yeah. But yeah, that washing machine fall.
I think that was the same washing machine they dropped on Unibite, I think. It even had the dents from when it dropped on it. But there isn't much to say about the match. Rosie pushed Night Stalker around. Night Stalker's teeth are terrible. I have seen featherweights with bigger teeth.
Forget about that. How about that ground clearance? Yikes!
And how apparently its strength is strong, heavy armor, and yet it bent when Rosie was ramming into it. And then finally Matilda just came in and went ass first into it and just completely killed it.
That was pretty. Oh, that was.
I'm so happy they finally gave Matilda her flywheel after they had put that chainsaw tail on her the entire series.
Was there a reason behind that? Was that
I think because it was too overpowered.
Oh, okay.
That's all. That's the only reason I can come up with. Ian said maybe it was because it was supposed to be for to try and promote Matilda more, since her weapon is supposed to be interchangeable. When really, the big reason is because there's actually two Matildas. Yeah. One with a chainsaw, one with a flywheel. So I don't know, but. Yeah, Rosie gets the win. Night Stalker ends up in the wash. And to quote Mick Foley, it's the closest this shirt's come to a washing machine in quite some time. It was fun. Buzz versus Ninjutsu. This is where I have to call bullshit. Because this was actually two matches. The first time Buzz hits the pit button, gets the flipper into the wheel well of Ninjutsu, tries to get him into the pit, but unfortunately, full read strikes again, and both robots go in. Yeah. Now, if I was judging this match, I'd give it to Buzz based on the fact that he was in control when he put Ninjutsu in the pit.
And he showed a clear strategy.
Yes. But no, we must have a rematch for some reason. And it's like, this rule's been going on. Like, we watched the season 1 of Bugglebots, and they did the same thing, where there was the Limpet versus Mini Rev match. Limpet was able to put Mini Rev into the pit, but he went in as well. And yet they still decided, let's just judge this up to this point. And it's like, why judge it? The rule should be that the robot that was in control should get the win. No.
Yeah, it's weird, but
it was a weird rule somewhere that said I think the robot that hit the pit first lost.
Yeah, that's how it normally that's how it was. Obviously, I'm not allowed to say much about this season, but like, yeah, it's always first spot that touches the bottom wins.
Yeah.
And I have the fight on right now, and I'm pretty sure I would have given it to Buzz. Ninjutsu clearly went in first.
But regardless, they still had this rematch. Ninjutsu hit Buzz a few times, and Buzz just died.
Can I just say I like the fact that Buzz had a black eye?
Yeah, Kill-A-Lot gave him a black eye.
There's a rule somewhere with Artbots. If you get hurt by somebody, you have to get an eye patch.
Yeah.
Or at least bandages on your bot.
Yeah. Is that why Snookums had the eye patch going in?
That's exactly right. If your face gets hurt by another bot, almost all the Artbots wear eye patches at some point. It's just tradition.
Yeah, it's a bit disappointing. I mean, like Joe Morosky, he's kind of been made fun of because of the Flippa thing in Series 7. But Buzz was actually a decent bot, I thought.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
He did good controlling the match and should have gotten the win. I don't think he would have done all that well against the house bots, but I don't know. I think if Buzz did win, he would have had to fight Snookums. How do you think you would have done against Buzz, Ed?
No clue. It would have been a fun fight though, because I really wanted to fight him.
Yeah, it's a shame, but Ninjutsu gets the win in this rematch, and apparently this rematch took a while to get to because the first half it's Shunt and Matilda are in the ring, and then in the rematch it's Bash and Kill-A-Lot, and Buzz has like this attachment on the end of the lifting arm, so I guess it doesn't get stuck again.
We had another fight and then went back to their rematch. They got time to go out and fix things.
Oh, okay. I was about to ask. I'd never seen stuff like that before, so I was curious to know how much time it is between each fight.
They decided to just swap the fights around and give those guys time to recharge their batteries and yada yada yada. So we had another fight, and then they came back in for their rematch.
That makes sense. So, Ed, it's time for your crowning moment. It's Snookums versus Medusa Oblongata.
Those guys are so fun.
Yeah. And seems like whatever strategy you had going in worked into your favor here.
It was the first time I'd actually gotten to fight a spinner with the tail, and got the tail up inside it, and it did exactly what it was supposed to do. It worked.
Medusa really is like the perfect kind of bot for Snookums to fight. Like it's 4 flat sides. You can just get the sword and get in and just get under him and push him around, and that's pretty much what you did.
If the sword had been working, I could have got a flip on him, but as long as I could get under him, I could push him around. Yeah, and you're right. I just pushed him around.
Oh, but don't worry. We did get a flip in on this match.
So any idea what caused Medusa to break down?
I'm not sure what internally happened, but he said one of his speed controllers fried, and I don't know if it was from a short or just overuse or what, but he said one of his speed controllers fried, and that caused the battery link to die, and he just died.
Yep, but hey, Snookums got a taste of victory,
Yay!
and Medusa got a taste of Matilda's ass. Goodness gravy. I mean, Medusa is not a small robot. It's got to be as big as this workbench. The
full 250-pound limit. We all hit it.
Oh, yeah. And Matilda just flung it out like nothing.
Well, I think the fact that it had no base panel certainly helped.
Yeah. This, like, holy crap. Like, Matilda, it's so great to finally see her put that disc on, and this is probably why they gave her the chainsaw tail, because that flywheel was just crazy powered. But
that's why my new shark robot has a flywheel, because I saw that hit. I was there, and I'm like, okay, I like flywheels.
Would you have liked to have a go at Matilda, Ed?
I would love to have a go at Matilda. She got that nice round body. I think I could have rolled her right over.
Woo! Giggity. Yeah. Oh, my goodness. But, yeah, Snookums finally gets a victory.
That was the first win that robot had ever had.
Yep.
On the last day of filming.
On the last day of filming, and I think it was like his 6th fight.
Yeah, so, hey, Snookums finally gets the win. But now we move on. And so, in the first Rebellion in Extreme Warrior Season 1, it was going to be 4 robots win and then go on to face the house bots.
That would have been more fair than 2.
I would have preferred that, because the match would have been a clusterfuck, but it would have been a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But no, I guess the producers realized, 4-on-2 advantage competitors is a dumb idea. So let's make it 2-on-2 and then have Kill-A-Lot come out and ruin everything.
Yeah,
so,
just why?
they were scared. They were scared of all you
They were
guys.
scared of Snookums, man.
You're just a chicken. Chip, 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 chip.
So we end up with 2 semifinal matches. Fucking Snakebite versus Rosie the Riveter 2 in a match straight out of Robotica.
Oh yeah, straight out of Robotica.
Viper
Replay.
versus at least with the match at Robotica, at least there was the tension of being on a giant platform where either bot could drive off. This was a match between 2 robots with no weapons and just constant shoving and nothing else they could do.
It's the stoppable force versus the barely moving object.
God bless Rosie the Riveter.
Yeah.
It's Firestorm 2 versus Bolt from the Blue all over again.
This was not a good match.
It would have been nice if the matchups were flipped, because I think Rosie versus Ninjutsu would have been a good fight.
Oh yeah.
That would have been good. No, we got 2 weaponless bots. There was one good moment in this match, and that was when Matilda went ass first into both of them and sent them both flying.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
She got a new toy. She wanted to play with it.
Yeah, but the match continued. Rosie lost a piece of its wedge. I have no idea from where or how. Stefan called Sergeant Bash shunt at some point. I don't know. I think he was just as bored. And Snakebite ended up getting the victory, and I'm sad. Because I would have loved to see Rosie take on the Housebots again.
Yeah.
Fully working Rosie, that would have been nice.
Fully working Rosie. Like, Snakebite is solid, it's just too slow.
Rosie's got some speed. She's got some strength. It would have been a fun fight, yeah.
Yeah, but, there's really not much else to say. It was a 5-minute match, cut down to 90 seconds. There was one good hit, and that was it. Yeah, but well, at least Rosie the Riveter still has their well-sculpted tank to bring home with them. You all right there, Nate?
Yeah, I'm just sorry. I still haven't eaten dinner, but
I thought the match put you to sleep again.
Well, the second match.
Don't worry, this second match is much better. It's Pirate versus Ninja. It's Snookums versus Ninjutsu.
Ninja Pirates!
Ninja Robot versus Pirate Robot. It's like the greatest thing you can think of. Like in a television show when they're trying to come up with like a fake movie idea, and it's like ninja robots versus pirate robots versus like dinosaur robots.
Actually, and I'm getting super nerdy here. There is a ninja robot show.
Yep.
Yeah.
Ninja Soldier Toby Kage. It's a 1980s robot anime. It's about a ninja that pilots a robot that is also a ninja who fights evil ninjas that pilot evil ninja robots.
Yes.
You're sure you're not describing the plot of Ninjago?
No, this was well before Ninjago.
I'll have to look it up when we're done, but Ed, you're up against Ninjutsu. What was your strategy going in?
Another spinner, same exact strategy. Slap him with the tail and then try to push him around.
And you did just that, and then, Ninjutsu started off strong. They were getting hits.
Beached on the Disc of Doom.
Fuck that floor spinner. I hate that thing.
I couldn't even get to him. I kept hitting the damn disc. I kept hitting the disc. I'm trying to get to them, and I kept getting stuck on the disc.
And eventually they had to turn the disc on in order to get Ninjutsu off. And then we finally got to see the sword do a thing.
And it did pretty well.
It did its thing. Woo!
Woo! It did the thing. Well, not the thing, but it did a thing.
A thing, yeah, it did a thing.
If you look at I'm looking at the picture on the wiki, and it shows like Snookums doing a nosedive while lifting it up. So you could say it did the thing.
Yeah, I put a wheel way up under the chin to try to counteract the force, but the sword was so long, the leverage was so bad. When I did a thing, it just took my tail way up in the air.
And but alas, you exposed that nice flammable tail to Sergeant Bash.
Oh, that was a great moment.
Yeah, so he loves some cooked fish.
When he was holding it, now he's just squirming left and right. Because you can see him, he's just squirming left and right. It looks like a fish stuck in a net just trying to get away. Ah!
It was fun. But, so, Ninjutsu, I guess the tail was able to tangle up the disc, and that's what made it stop. Yep. So,
Lost the chain.
Lost the chain, bro.
Yep. It sure worked perfectly. That thing was full of inner tubes and pieces of aluminum and Velcro and elastic, and it just did its job perfectly. Snarled him right up and did.
Stopped him dead.
Stopped him dead.
So the match ends. Snookums, like, going back to like the showing all that footage that they show for the house bots. When I first saw the footage, I thought somebody entered a rocket ship. Or a rocket into the Robot Wars, because the second half of it, it's just on fire, just coming out the back.
And he just kept right on going. He could care less about that fire.
Yeah. So, the match ended. It was a split decision, 2-1 to Snookums. I'm gonna do a little bit of I am gonna do a little bit of fight court here, because
the crowd booed.
I did hear booing, because at the end of the match, like, Snookums is in pieces, but Ninjutsu is still intact, but it doesn't have the weapon.
The thing is, I was in pieces because the house bots tore me up, not Ninjutsu.
Yeah, well,
I owned Ninjutsu. I owned that fight, and the judges saw what I did to them. The only damage to me was done by the house bots. None of it was done by Ninjutsu.
Yeah, I think that's why they picked you.
Yeah, I think so too.
Otaku Nate, what did you think? Was it the right decision?
I will have to begrudgingly say yes. I feel that Ninjutsu had it in the first half of the fight, but just remember, this is edited, so there's a lot of fight that we don't see, and it looked as if, I almost said Sharkoprian.
It's a shark.
Snookums looked like it had control of the fight in the second half.
Yeah. How about you, other Nate?
Yeah,
it could have gone. I think just the fact that Ninjutsu stopped working because they weren't able to use the blade, and Ed was able to get the sword in under Ninjutsu.
I could still drive at the end of that fight, even after it all happened. I could still drive it.
Yeah. Other Nate, do you think the decision was right?
No, I think it was fair. I mean, if you're like Ray, what is it? Ray Billings says if you're spinning, you're winning, but he wasn't spinning and therefore was not winning.
Perfect logic.
Yeah, so Snookums ends up getting the win. And now, my friends, we have arrived at the main event, the House Robot Rebellion. So it's the epic boss battle. And I'll say this, I always enjoy seeing the House Robot Rebellions, just based on the freak show aspect that it's fun just seeing competitors take on the House Bots. Like, me, myself, it's always been my dream to, like, have a go at a House Bot. Like,
right?
When I go to the Norwalk event, I always like taking a chunk out of Brett the Brick and trying taking him over. I've managed to take some pieces off of him, but I haven't gotten him over yet. But maybe that.
They never tell us we couldn't go after them, but this time they specifically said we could. So
yeah. Why makes you wonder? This is the Robot Rebellion. Why not go after the House Bots during the regular matches?
If it had been a position where I could have, and I had already won, and I was the only bot, I was going to. But I never was in that position.
So, Snookums, before the match, like, what was your strategy going into this match? You're up against Shunt, the alcoholic bulldozer, and Dead Metal, the gender-confused scorpion. What was your strategy going in, Ed?
I have to get beside him and flip him over. There is no other option. I got to get in the side of those tracks and try to get him upside down.
Yeah. Well, didn't work, unfortunately.
No, it did not.
Now, I've seen all the House Robot Rebellions, and they always go one of two ways. It's either a smashing success for the competitors, or it's a smashing success for the House Bots. And this match, I think, was a little in between.
Mm-hmm.
Although, at the same time...
For the caliber of robot that was featured here, they didn't do that bad.
Yeah. That's what I would say, too. It was an early robot. It was only my second heavyweight. We held our own against them big boys.
Yeah. Now, I think we should address one more elephant in the room. What was Dead Metal doing in this match? Because the idea is it's a free for all. It's the house bots coming out of their corners and attacking the competitors. The match begins. In the first minute, it's Shunt attacking Snakebite and Snookums. Dead Metal is sitting on his ass. Oh, I'm sorry, her ass in the corner like the first minute.
I think they wanted to drag things out and make it 2-on-1 just to see what would happen.
Oh,
and then when that wasn't going fast enough, they brought the other robot out. And then when that wasn't going fast enough, they brought another robot out.
That's some Vince Russo booking right there. Make it 2-on-1 advantage baby faces.
Yeah.
And then did Dead Metal break down at the end?
I think that might be why it didn't run at first. There was some kind of communication issue.
This is 2002. You've got 6 robots in the arena, likely on different frequencies.
Yeah, you got the clothespin.
We had the clothespin frequency control still. Yep.
So truly an A+ performance for Dead Metal. But so yeah, the match starts. Shunt's not the most destructive robot, but he did get some whacks in.
Yep.
He dragged Snakebite into the pit button. And then here comes Snookums to the rescue. He stabs Shunt right in the wheel.
Right in the wheel. Yoo-hoo!
Hey, it's always great seeing house robots taking punishment. And then Dead Metal comes in and realizes, shit, my buddy's in trouble, and only gets upended by Snakebite. So, hey, this was a match. You guys were actually trying. It was actually a even match for the most part. And then I guess Sir Kill-A-Lot realizes, wow, Shunt is not doing so well. He decides to come in there, and I gotta say, I'm disappointed they didn't play Flight of the Valkyries when he was coming out this time.
Has the door that Kill-A-Lot comes out ever been used in the UK, or is it just a US sort of thing?
I think they've just put him in the entrance bay that we actually used to get into. He didn't really have his own door.
I always refer to that door as the house robot entrance.
Was it a separate entrance?
Yeah, because you got 2 entrances for the competitors. The one in the middle, I guess, is where the house bots come in.
We are up on the top. I can't see where the hell they're coming from. We're so high right above it.
Nah. Yeah, but Kill-A-Lot comes in, and Ed, I know you weren't going to get Kill-A-Lot over, but you tried.
I tried, man. I got my head in, man. I don't care what that. Bam!
Yeah. You probably could. That sword, you probably could have been able to take his track off. Just jam it up.
You want to hear the funny part about this whole fight?
What's up?
When we turned the gas on for the robot pre-fight, the last hose clamp that held to the buffer tank had not been replaced by the teammate that was supposed to replace it. So the thing went, and we lost our entire tank of air in turning it on. Never had sword power that fight.
I was wondering what all that smoke was coming out when Kill-A-Lot
That's what all that smoke was. The hose clamp did not get put back on, and we lost all the air and never had a sword power.
Hopefully you made him walk the plank. Yes.
That was the guy that's no longer with the team.
I was about to say.
So Kill-A-Lot is now in the arena now, and who does he attack first? Shunt.
Yeah.
Hits him with the lance. Poor Shunt.
Hey, like I said, I always love when housebots take punishment, but just seeing we get a good view of the kill cam just T-boning right into Shunt. It's like, what is Kill-A-Lot doing in this episode? But his main target,
whatever the receiver issue was, they're trying to knock the wire back in place so he'll talk to him.
I'm looking at the picture now, and he's got his antenna hanging up like he looks like a pinhead. But Snookums was his main target. He he picked Snookums up, flipped him on his back. Bye, Snookums. That was it. But so it's down. So Dead Metal is taking a nap. Shunt clearly doesn't want anything to do with Kill-A-Lot's bullshit anymore, so he bugs off and doesn't want anything to do with its match. So it's down to Snakebite and Sir Kill-A-Lot. Look here, listen. Snakebite is not Storm 2.
No.
So watching Snakebite slowly barreling into Killalot's penis is both sad and hilarious at the same time. And yeah, it goes as well as you think. Just Killalot just picks him up, spins him round, and sends him flying. And because LOL editing, they show Snakebite about to go to dead metal, and then they just cut away.
Yeah.
What happened there? Did they not like watching the competitors take on house robot corpses? I'll take that as a no.
No, they didn't.
Well, yeah, but
Edited.
Yo. And then, of course, we come to the most smegged up moment in Robot Wars history, where Snookums becomes the third victim of the drop zone, and like, we've seen the drop zone before. We've seen TV sets, washing machines, bell buoys. A German robot ended up in the drop zone.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Oh yeah, Golem. Don't forget bowling balls of sorts.
Bowling balls. Some motherfucker in the production company decided to go to the nearest music store and bought this giant fuck-off piano.
It's an organ. It's an organ.
It was actually an organ, yeah.
It's an organ. This fucking thing comes crashing down on Snookums. It makes a loud wood crashing sound effect and explodes. Like, this is the most destruction I've ever seen in Robot Wars ever.
Nah.
Even more than Splinter.
Shapeshifter in the Dutch Wars. Shapeshifter in the Dutch Wars.
Oh, yeah? I don't know, because there's wood, there's keys, there's metal parts.
Upside down
the most
dead
destructive
robot.
moment of the drop zone, that's for sure.
Like, I'm sorry, Ed, but I was on the floor laughing when I saw
was
this.
laughing my ass off at the control booth.
Oh,
all that was missing.
So funny.
All that was missing is that cartoon piano boom sound effect.
No, and then what's it like Snookum's face, and they're like two keys popping
Piano
out
keys
like there is
hanging out of
teeth,
teeth,
like
yeah.
like Looney Tunes.
Yeah.
Do 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 do.
You know, there is actually there was a cartoon called Snookums and Meat, and one of the episodes featured the Snookums and Meat characters having a piano dropped on them, and they end up losing their brains. Oh, this.
They followed me around with that piano because I was the only one that would give them permission to use the piano on me.
Well, just be thankful your robot didn't have the engine of a Morris Marina in it, and only our British viewers get that reference.
I'll tell you, when I took it out of the crate, it still ran.
Hey!
Hey!
It lives!
Even after all that, I took it out of the crate and drove it into the shop.
Nice. I will say, it did, I noticed it actually took the bottom panel right off of Snookums. And it's
that thing was so beat down by the grizound by that point.
So
it fought like 6 hard fights.
Yes. So all this is going on. I have no idea what's going on with Snakebite at this point, but we eventually see them. They look beaten to shit, and Killalot just grabs them and puts them into the pit along with the piano pieces, and it's like, okay.
Like shaking your feet over when a cat's done taking a poop, it just like kicks his feet. Like, I'm done with you now.
Did Snookums end up in the pit too, or did they just leave you there?
I think they just left me there that one. They put me in the pit the other fight.
Yeah, but like I said, these robot rebellions, these boss battles, they're always so fun to watch. Like, even regardless if the competitors are not going to win, if not, like, I was rooting for you, Nate, in that crab robot rebellion.
Oh god, the crab, that was amazing.
Like, you probably could have won.
That was
like, if you
worth
get the full
all. That was worth the That was worth the airfare, the hotel. That was hilarious.
Yeah, my mom and I watched that. We were laughing our asses off.
We had to do a questionnaire for Bugglebots, and it was like, "What's your biggest rival?" And I put that damn crab.
So now, if the match had gone the full distance, and one of the competitors had survived, would they have given the competitors the win? Was that how it works? You survive the 5 minutes, you get the win.
That was supposedly it, but there's no trophies or prize money or stuff like that at Robot Wars at that point.
Did you get a piece of the piano?
I got a piece of the piano. I got a piece of Sir Kill-A-Lot. I got a couple of pieces. I still have my crew shirt. I have a crew shirt.
Nice.
Yeah,
but this was a lot of fun. Like as far as again, the matches weren't great, but it was just, there was so many entertaining moments in this episode. There were most of it involving the house bots and Ed, of course. And
well, the wheels on Snookums were off one of those old Power Wheel toys.
Really?
Oh, they came in the scrapyard. There, they were free wheels. I just kind of stuck on there, but they weren't halfway decent.
Yeah, it did better than nothing. It still moved.
Yeah, I got it. That's one of my, $1,500 robot. Hey, I already had it built for Robotica. Slapped some new wheels, a new face on it. Let's go to London and have fun. Hey.
Nice.
Yeah. Now, do you still have Snookums? Is there anything left of the poor fish?
Well, I know because that middle body went away, and that's usually what bases that robot is, the middle body. Everything else is module that's interchangeable.
Oh, okay.
That same propane tank center, it's amazingly resilient. The one I have now has been through probably 12 fights.
Nice.
And there's nothing wrong with it. I'm going to build a new one just because I want to build a new one, just because I like building new robots.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. But Sharko is basically the same. It's a propane tank on its side. Instead of having 2 NPCs in it, this last time I put fat mags in it with chain drive.
Nice.
So, yeah, it's got a lot of power.
So, on a scale of 1 to 10, matches, there were a couple mehs here or there, but I was hugely entertained, and for that, I give it an 8. How about you, Otaku Nate?
I was going to give it a 6.5, but looking back on it, I'm going to give it a 7.5.
All right.
It was a good way to end the series. Fun and entertaining, and that's the best you could ask for.
Yeah, and it's the big boss. It makes sense to have it as the last episode, since it is the big boss battle. Just having to go with these fat, out of shape motherfuckers and see what you can do with them. And yeah, it was fun. Other Nate,
I think an 8 is a fair fair rating.
7.5.
No, 8.
8. Okay. Yeah. Ed, you were in this episode, so I don't have to be biased. What did you? How would you rate this episode?
As a watcher, I give it a 7. Just as somebody watching it, that's what it was, 7.5 maybe. As somebody that was in it, it was a 10.
Yes.
It was some of the best moments of my life that I'll never forget.
Yeah. Yeah. So that pretty much covers it. Nate, we're done with Extreme Warriors.
In the words of Jim Ross, finally.
Well, perfect timing, because now, this Friday, we've got the BattleBots debut of season 4/9. So, definitely looking forward to that. And Ed, we understand you managed to you got to go to BattleBots.
I did one of my famous sneak in the back door and cause trouble at the end of the event. Yes, I did. Yeah, I did.
Now,
I started that at Ringling Brothers Barn Belly Circus, and I've been doing it ever since. And I love to sneak in the door and just cause trouble and run away.
Now, without spoiling anything, did you get any matches?
Yes.
Yay!
Multiple.
Yay.
Great.
Multiple. Yeah, you will see the shark multiple times.
Great. Can't wait.
Yay!
Well, we'll
And
be sure to have you on, because you're a blast.
Yay! Well, thank you. Next time I'll bring more rum.
And you also just came back from China. It was the King of
Super
Bots
King
event
of Bots
2.
2. Super King of Bots 2.
Yeah, definitely looking forward to seeing you that. And you had some matches there too, right?
Excelsior! Yeah, my big
Excelsior.
goldfish robot. Excelsior.
Yeah,
They changed his name to Ching Li. It stands for Lucky Fish.
Nice.
Oh, cool.
That's right. I'll be sure to remember it. Chang Li.
Ching Li.
Ah,
But it was Ching Li is Lucky Fish. We changed it to that because I couldn't say Ching Yu, which is goldfish. I just continue. I can't do it. So I can say Ching Li, so it became Lucky Fish.
Yeah, so we hope to see your butts in action, and we're gonna be can't wait to see BattleBots, and we'll have to sit through 2-hour episodes now. So
we plan on
new 2-hour episodes.
We're planning on I was thinking that we would split the episodes into 2 parts. Like we'd get one guest on for the first half and get a second guest on for the second half.
Yeah, you give them some time slots here and there.
Maybe.
All right.
Yeah. You know the builders love it.
Yeah. But yeah, we're definitely going to be doing reviews of the BattleBots series, and we just finished the preview episode. They're now public on my YouTube page at Headbanger142. If you want to be a guest on our reviews, you can donate $10 on Patreon, and you'll also get an early preview of a early podcast that we may do, and such and such. I'm trying to redo my Patreon so that it's fair to everybody, especially since I lost my ad revenue on YouTube. So I'm doing what I can, just make it fair for everybody. Hope everyone enjoys it, and yada yada. So yeah, but it's all good. A lot of stuff to look forward to. So, any last words? Any last final comments?
I got
I think we're losing Ed.
I just got a fresh glass of rum and Coke. I figured I'd share.
Hey, you finally found the rum.
I found the rum. Oh, it's good rum, too.
Yeah, so, yeah, it's great having you on, Ed.
A pleasure to be here.
It's an honor. We'll have you back on. Hopefully when we see the shark on BattleBots, we'll invite you on for a review.
Yay!
Yep, and
it was fun, so it should be interesting.
I think Ed's drunk. Yeah, but yeah. So until next time, I am the Hardcore Kid.
I'm Otaku Nate.
I'm Other Nate.
I'm Ed.
Peace out and cease.
And that's all the time we have for this episode. We'll see you next time on Robot Wars Extreme Warriors. What do you mean there's not going to be a next time? I was told we'd have one more season. Oh, what am I going to do now? Come on, Vince. Invite me back. I'm sorry for all those horrible things I said about you.
Don't worry. Well, we have the Nickelodeon series. We still have the Nickelodeon series.
He's not on that.
No, I'm not on it.
Nah.
No.
See you next time, guys.
Bye.
Good night.
Good night.